Actually, speaking of Sarah, look at that. Look at this newbie right here pulling out the transitions. Let us transition beautifully into a Sarah and Ravi moment about something.
Right. So they're not here today, obviously, but they did want to send along a message on some news regarding Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson? Who?
Hello, fans of the LuZoCast. Sarah and Ravi here. As you can obviously tell, we are not with the other two. We are in a car in the middle of the country.
Yes, we are.
Anyway.
The southern part.
The southern
to be
part.
Specific.
Her hometown, or the town next to her hometown.
Anyway.
Yes. So, Mel Gibson has been asked to direct Suicide Squad 2. There are two things I want to bring up real quick. Number one, didn't realize Warner Brothers thought making a Suicide Squad 2 was a good idea. Also, didn't realize that
Mel Gibson directing directing Suicide Squad 2 would be a good idea.
That seems like a terrible idea.
I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand where the logic comes in with that.
Not only that, I think there was something that came out, or shortly after Mel Gibson was asked to direct, he went and said something along the lines of, I need to read all the source material. And I just started laughing because...
Oh, really? I have this mental image of Mel Gibson sitting,
and trying
sitting there with all these comic books and
trying to read and understand.
Bless his heart.
Anyway, Warner Brothers, once again, you've proven to us you don't know what you're doing, and also, that's okay. It's okay. I think we've given up.
Warner Brothers, again, we continue to invite you onto the show to talk to us about this and explain why we're wrong. Go for it. Bring it on. Tell us why we're wrong. Come onto the show. Tell us why we're wrong.
We'll give you Sonic, which is what we're about to get.
We're waiting for our food at Sonic.
Anyway, you'll see both of us next week. Once again, Mel Gibson directing Suicide Squad.
Confusing choice.
Silly idea, but is it really that surprising, this being the DCEU and Warner Brothers?
Meh.
I don't think so. I'm not that surprised, are you?
I don't know. I'm confused. I'm just confused. See you next week.
See ya.
Thank you, Ravi and Sarah. Obviously, they cannot be with us today, for they have formed into the entity that is Evelyn Weston. So thank you, Evelyn, for being here, representing both of those two people.
Well, so we talked about one of the biggest rumors in the industry right now. Warner Brothers is pursuing Mel Gibson for Suicide Squad 2. Thoughts?
Obviously, Ravi and Sarah are not huge fans. Now, Ravi is not a fan and Sarah is confused. I'm going to go with Sarah and confused because Mel Gibson can direct Braveheart, and I have not seen Passion of the Christ, but apparently it was artfully done. Now, I have not seen it, and we can go into the politics of that movie all day long.
He also directed the newest movie that came out a few months ago, Hacksaw Ridge.
And which is supposed to be really good as well.
I think it's been nominated for some Oscars.
Exactly. So Mel Gibson's directing chops is probably not up for debate. His directing is not up for debate. No, certainly not. He's a good director.
Suicide Squad.
For Suicide Squad 2. Now, Ravi brought up a good point.
He doesn't even know what this, and he doesn't even. Mel Gibson doesn't really know anything about Suicide Squad.
Wait.
And what? And they're greenlighting a Suicide Squad 2 movie before we have a Justice League movie out, before we even see how that does, before a solo Batman movie.
This is the problem. This is the problem with Warner Brothers, and we can actually tie this into the next story. Mm-hmm. They don't know what's going on with many of their franchises. The Flash is still without a director and a script. Batman doesn't have a director right now, and their frontrunner for their new director, Matt Reeves, has apparently left the negotiating table without a contract. So, Wonder Woman and Justice League are coming out. Ben Affleck apparently wants out of the whole DCEU. Everything is up in the air right now. They delayed the second Justice League by a year. Batman's already been delayed by a year.
They're a mess.
The whole thing is a mess. But maybe they think getting Mel Gibson for Suicide Squad 2 is going to turn it all around.
I doubt it.
How?
I don't believe that.
How is getting a recovering alcoholic and or drug addict to direct your, your offshoot kind of crazy franchise that's gonna like sort of parallel the entire thing going to do it? It's not. It's just not gonna work. You know what the problem with DC is that they're directly trying to compete with Marvel instead of trying to create their own vision. Mm-hmm. And this works across all creative platforms. Okay, if you're going to just go ahead and something comes out and you're like, you know what, I can compete with that, and you're just going to react to everything that your so-called opposition does, you're doomed to failure. Okay, if you don't have your own original vision, don't bother wasting anyone's time. It's a waste of time. And Ravi and Sarah and everyone here has been saying that for I think months and months and months. DC and Warner Brothers. If your whole thing is to try and make money and compete with Marvel and Disney, just quit right now. Just end everything that you're doing. It was a horrible disaster. Wait 10 years when you have your own vision and your own thing of what you want to come out.
Time to think things out.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna stink though?
Yeah.
They're probably gonna get Mel Gibson, and he's gonna make them a good movie. It's gonna make a lot of money.
Hey, he will make them a good movie.
That's my fear right now, and they kind of know that.
I'm fearful
That's my fear.
Suicide Squad 2 will actually be good.
That's because of Mel Gibson.
That's my fear. God. Like it's going to be like he's going to make a decent movie.
We want it to suck.
He's going to find a way to get the best out of Will Smith and Margot Robbie and that whole cast.
Those are good actors right
there.
Yeah.
And
why wouldn't you get good
He's
stuff
gonna somehow craft a good movie. And he's gonna cast himself as Two-Face.
God.
He could actually make a pretty decent Two-Face.
He'd make a great villain in any movie of all time. Look at him. He's Mel Gibson.
I mean, he was great in The Expendables.
The Expendables 7.
2.
Team.
I think? 2, 3? I don't know which one
3.
it was.
I think it was 3.